Welcome to the world's first mental wellness gym. Yes, that is what I said, mental wellness gym. I am here to introduce Dr. Helena Lass, the proactive mental wellness expert whose scientific paper has been published worldwide.
The recent news published in The Guardian stated that 91% of junior doctors are burnt out. And this is just one example of what has become a global concern, showing us two important things. First of all, the ones who burn out are not the weak and vulnerable ones, but the ones who are most capable, talented, and hardworking ones, breaking the myth that burnout is a sign of weakness. Second of all, it is evidence that being highly educated or having a degree from a university does not automatically mean that one is trained in intrapersonal skills, the skills that enable to maintain mental wellness and inner equilibrium. So similarly, as athletes have trainers to achieve the best results through their physical bodies, all people working with their heads should have a training on mental wellness. Instead, today at workplaces, stress is not recognized for what it is, and people have a habit of calling in sick with a fake illness, such as I have a bad stomach, or I have a bug, or even simply you don't want to know because it's coming out both ends. And the absenteeism goes up. The Health and Safety Directive does not as yet protect our mental wellness or our heads, except for the hard hat at the construction site. However, for most of us, we work with our head, with our inner resources being the most important instruments and assets. In medicine, stress is not seen as a cosmetic problem, but as a neuronal killer, which means that stress kills your valuable brain cells. What turns it into a major problem is that, first of all, the level of stress is high in all age groups, and second of all, the high levels of stress do not come down with age or gained experience. Also, think of the times when you have signed a get well card or sent flowers to a colleague in a hospital. If you're doing this more and more often, you are firsthand experiencing the consequences of stress, such as increased risk of heart attacks, especially among young men, increased risk of type 2 diabetes, more frequent headaches, and a weaker immune system. As inner problems are skyrocketing, the World Health Organization has declared mental health problems the biggest challenge of this century, with depression as the #1 cause for disability and premature death by 2030. So the first aha is that burnout, that itself is a direct result of chronic stress, has an 86% of overlap with clinical depression, meaning that today burnout is one of the major pathways to depression. This is your second aha. Everyone has heard of negative stress, but positive stress is the main culprit, as both types trigger the release of stress hormones into the blood. Since negative stress is something everyone wants to avoid, one will cut it as short as possible. But positive stress can turn chronic very easily, since it's pleasant, it's glorified, and enabling achievement, it's addictive. Talking about stress is the first wave, but it's not enough. Taking action to disrupt the detrimental pattern that has previously cost and will cost you your best employees is the next and most urgent step. This is your third aha. The widespread myth is that stress is physical. Therefore, the main strategy to reduce it is to influence the physical body. But when you say, I'm so stressed, are you talking about your aching toe or something totally different? Another myth is that stress is caused by external factors that are actually just one type of possible triggers. When you look at the process as a whole, then both of these components, the physical body and external factors, are part of the equation, but in essence secondary. So I'm breaking both of these myths. Stress is not caused by external factors that are merely triggers. Also, stress does not originate from the physical body, that is only affected as a consequence. Stress is caused by ongoing inner reactions emotional and mental, that as consequence affect the physical body. This is your fourth aha. You have already dealt with managing the external environment, contracts, subtle subliminal messages, and physical well-being, but can't break the circle. This is why your good efforts and intentions have not been working, since you've been addressing the secondary components and missing the primary one, the component of intrapersonal. As you've heard from the news, mental health issues are a major challenge at workplaces, leaving talented people internally paralyzed. What you didn't know is that stress is a predisposing factor and a major gateway to mental health issues. According to leading authorities, prevention in mental health is much needed, but has remained an unsolvable dilemma. With this new understanding of stress being the gateway, we have reached a pioneering prevention strategy. And if already dealing with secondary components has given us these amazing benefits on health and performance, imagine what could be achieved if you would start to address the primary component of stress. Addressing the primary component of stress by developing interpersonal skills is the solution. The old school teaching was more about motivation and team building courses. But lack of motivation is not your problem. Excess workplace stress is your problem, causing absenteeism, non-engagement, loss of productivity, and procrastination. Wouldn't you just want to lift all the weight off your shoulders and give yourself some room to breathe? Decision time. Will you choose to afford losing your talent and the running costs? Or start the elementary training before you fall off the building without a hard hat? This is Dr. Helena Lass signing off, leaving you with this one final thought. Physical health alone is no longer good enough. Mental wellness is the new horizon and the key to a happy, energized workforce.
Wellness Orbit Mental Wellness Gym e-trainings are available online globally and can easily also complement your existing workplace wellness approaches. Dr. Lass, as the mental wellness expert, has a scientific paper published about the importance of intrapersonal skills. Do not end your journey here. To get the benefits, take your team to the training, Performing Under Pressure, now.